Our next question might be music to your ears.
Americans everywhere are suffering from debt, from students just out of college to adults trying to save their homes. With ads and commercials everywhere you look telling you to consolidate your debt, who knows what's best for you?
The current economic situation that we faced is a lot of people have obviously started to rely on their properties as an additional means of income. They've come out and started buying things that perhaps they didn't necessarily need, but they could go out and do. So people were replacing their vehicles every 2 years, every 3 years, just because they wanted to reward themselves for the hard work. What they've started to do is shift pulling money out of their homes and using their credit cards as a means of additional income. Well, the banks are reacting to this as well, and they're starting to pull back the lines of credit on a lot of people. And so we're going to be seeing a huge trend where there's a lot more people affected by the credit crunch than people affected by the housing crunch.
You have three main options to go with: a debt consolidation company, a debt settlement company, or you can file for bankruptcy. Most consumers misunderstand the consolidation process. It's about taking multiple debts and consolidating them into one single payment.
The traditional way of consolidating was to go out and borrow money from a source to go out and pay off the credit card companies that you owed money to or any other loans that were outstanding. Debt settlement actually allows the consumer to make one single payment so that they can actually create a plan to get out of debt. The fact of the matter is that through consolidation in credit counseling, you're going to pay 100% of the debt plus the negotiated interest rate. Whereas with debt settlement, you're actually only paying a percentage, an agreed upon amount that's mutually agreeable between the creditor and the consumer.
If you feel debt consolidation or debt settlement is not for you, just remember that bankruptcy should be your last resort.
Every time that you apply for any application you fill out, anytime you apply for a job, anytime you try to get a rental, a lot of times those applications say on them, have you ever filed for bankruptcy? They don't say, have you filed for bankruptcy in the last year or the last 2 years. They say, have you ever filed for bankruptcy? And you have to answer that question yes, and you have to do that for the rest of your life. So bankruptcy, even though it stays on your credit report for 10 years, the stigma of bankruptcy hangs on for the rest of your life. We help people get rid of the bondage of credit card debt that's hanging on them today. We do it as quickly and inexpensively as possible, and it's a great option for people that might not have any other option but bankruptcy. Debt settlement and negotiating with the creditors is a great way to lower the amount of monies that people end up paying for their credit card and their unsecured debt today. Once that debt is gone, the people's lives are changed tremendously.
With so many people suffering from debt, it's great to know there is